Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. Ex-wife is pregnant and reached out to me to tell me the other guy is abusing her. Advice? Edit: Guys, I have no intention of getting back together with her, taking her back, or even wanting to help her. I sent her links to the rescue, tries to contact her family, and they told me to cut her off. The only reason I want to help her is because she reached out to me as the last resort, and I don't want to spend my life in regret if anything serious happens to her, knowing I could have helped but chose not to, which is why I made this post. I'm gonna send her money via her friend before telling her this is all I can do and she shouldn't reach out to me unless it's urgent. I'm looking for helpful advices without judgment, so please hear me out. This is a long post, so I apologize. TLDR is at bottom. Me 31M and my ex-wife 29F were married for 7 years, together for 9 before she cheated and left me for the other guy. Our divorce got finalized in March this year. The other guy is a playboy jerk who's probably 24-ish. It began from the end of last year, and in January of the current year, she tells me she wants a divorce. I found out they've been talking for an entire year before it turned physical last year, October. Divorce was smoothish as we didn't have any kids. She got the car, I kept my house and finances. After this, I was out of her life, she was out of mine. We never contacted each other except for 1 or 2 times. The 2 was when we saw each other when public. Her family is very conservative and they basically cut her off after she cheated and divorced. She moved in with the other guy. During this time, I found out she also lost a lot of friends as the other guy tried to hit on them or insulted them. Her ex sets of friends tried to get me involved in their fights, immature AF. But I included this part because these set of friends were the one to stand behind her after she had an affair, telling me she found herself and I should probably let her go. I don't harbor any resentment towards her or the other guy. I didn't get involved with anyone during this period because I was focused on my job and earning back my money, which I lost on divorce. Here's where I need help. 2 days back, I get a call from one of my ex-wife's friends who told me my ex-wife wanted my number. I changed it after divorce. She didn't say much when I asked her why, and told me she needed to talk. I thought it was important as, mind you, we never had any contacts, so suddenly her wanting to talk to me created a sense of seriousness, for which I told her to give her my number. Yesterday my ex-wife called. She sounded very creepy for real. She didn't had the voice she used to, but it was broken. You could sense something was wrong. So I asked her what's up and she broke down crying. Went on from telling how great things were to how things are now. So the other guy is a manipulative and alcoholic boss who cheated on her multiple times in their 7 months relationship, put her in charge of finances, which meant her getting a job, and she's pregnant. Now he doesn't want to be the father, so he's telling her she cheated and he's abusing her. She has no place to go and he wants an abortion if she wants to be together. I asked her why did she call me instead of police. She told me she has nowhere else to go. None of her friends are willing to help her out, and that Pa's got friends in the department, so she's scared if things go around. She can't contact her family because they don't want anything to do with her, so she's alone. Listening to her made me sad, it really did. I told her I can sympathize but can't do anything else because I don't want to be the third party. I told her whatever relationship we had with each other is over and she's on her own now. Why should I stand up for her when she's no one to me? Besides, they're a couple now. They're dating, and she's the one earning. She has the upper hand. I gave her advices to save funds and run away silently if she doesn't want an abortion. It was a 17-minute call and she basically wanted to talk more, but I told her I was busy and cut her off. She did mention she was sorry to treat me and leave me. I honestly don't care about that. I told her to contact me only when it's necessary because I really don't want to hear from her anymore. Yesterday night I gave it a deep thinking to it and felt I should do something because no one deserves this kind of abuse. But I don't want to get in between because getting in between will blow up my own peace. I'm looking for advice if I can do anything to help her out. I called her family and they told me they want nothing to do with her because she is already dead to them. TLDR, ex-wife cheated and left, now she calls to let me know she's pregnant and the other guy is abusing her. She wants help. Anything I can do? Her parents likely respect you. Give them a call and tell them that her boyfriend has her pregnant and is physically abusive to her and she needs her family to help her. Maybe that will encourage them to launch a rescue of her. That is all you should do, she is no longer your problem. I did call them. Their response? Her father said he can kill her. She's already dead to their family after what she did. Her cheating was brutal, it went throughout everyone's ear. We live in a small community, so her father lost a job, her brother got humiliated. It was bad. Lost a job? WTF kind of backwards shit is that? I don't understand, how could a daughter cheating could make a father lose his job? I'm from a similar place, it sucks. It's about reputation. If one person in your family steps out of line, it's seen as a failure of the family just as much as the individual. Basically, if one person lacks morals, it runs in the family. Unfortunately, I was in a similar spot. While I do still love my ex very deeply, she is untrustable and I cannot have her in my life with such a large trust issue between us. I found her help center resources for abused partners as well as resources for her getting out immediately, police abuse lines as well as abuse shelters. I wish I could have helped more, but the last time I did help my ex, she tried to get me on the hook for her pregnancy. We had been separated and in the process of divorce for almost 2 years at that point. Her boyfriend got her pregnant and they wanted to pin it on me for the money. As mentioned, I put forth my best foot with information and help and then I had to cut contact. Nearly a decade later I still feel like garbage for it. But I know it was for the best. Good luck and I highly suggest you seek help with a therapist for the divorce. I'm so sorry it happened. You're a good man. I'll see nothing like that sort happens. Man, you are like the rest, said a good man, but please don't be naive. Not saying she'll do something bad, but you never know and is not wrong to protect yourself. Do whatever that you can make you sleep in peace, but never ever be physically alone together again. Not saying she'll do something bad, but you can't give any opportunity for it to happen. You can help to report it to those woman group, give a one-time financial aids, limited, if you wish, so just don't let her move in. She has friends that support her cheating, so is her friend to helps her to stand up again. And finally, please change your number for God's sake. They probably know you as a kind-hearted soul whom can't resist helping other, probably even to a stranger, assuming from what you post here. Beware, helps like this is like a never-ending story. Don't be suck in. Take care. This is tough because I understand that you are a decent person and want to help, but there is literally no way this doesn't blow up in your face in a major way. Maybe you can call the friend who reached out for your number and ask them why they aren't helping out. You have already called her family. Kind of feel that's the extent of what you can do. Please try to understand, we have been together for 9 years. It wasn't easy to let her go, and I honestly do not harbor any feelings, neither resentment or love, in my heart. But I'm worried about her. She felt nothing like she was before, her voice could tell. I'm worried if she tries to suicide. I'm caught in between to help her or not, and I do not wish to take a decision which might harm anyone. Yeah, I do understand. Here's my thought. If you do help her, you need to understand that the consequences for you are going to be big. You can do it, but go in with your eyes wide open. She's already chosen this pause once, not a small chance that you try to help and she turns around and kicks you for it, making it out like you are trying to get in between them. I was in a similar position and it was 11 years for me. I do understand where you are coming from. But do you really trust your ex with your life? Because that is what you are doing, trusting her with everything you are if you allow her back in. Not buying the I don't feel anything, but here goes my piece of advice. Once I asked a very wise person what she would do if someone who had wronged her needed help. She said, if I, for example, see them hungry on the streets, I would give them food and water, but that's it. I would not go out of my way to help them. Basically, you do the basics of decency because despite of everything they are human beings worthy of dignity at the very least. So if you feel she is in such a bad situation that she indeed has no other options than to rely on you, help her out, but just keep in mind, as the saying goes, don't light yourself on fire to keep someone else warm. If she wants to commit suicide, you won't stop her. People seems to think they can save everyone. Trust me, she has to want to save herself. What happens if this guy finds out you're in contact and turns his violence towards you? Let the professionals handle it. An update: ex-wife cheated and is pregnant. Reached out to me saying the other guy is abusing her. This will be my last post on Reddit. It was a ducking mess all over and there's a lot of guilt in my heart now. I will be deleting this account too. I helped her. I passed a few thousand worth of dollars to her via her friend and told her she can take cake for herself as I didn't want to be a part of this shit show. We talked on the phone for 38 minutes on the 14th. She told me how sorry she is and went on to say the memorable times we spent. Not once she told me she wanted to get back together. I noticed she wasn't begging or asking for help, but rather she told me it's the path she chose and she knows she can't keep or provide for the child. Neither the other guy would let her keep it and she doesn't want to abort this. She told me she wanted to talk to her parents. One time they cut her off as it caused a huge debacle and her nudes got viral around the area, so her family suffered a lot of humiliation, and apologize for the trauma she caused. I told her I hope she gets the happiness she deserves and told her she needed to get out of this relationship. That's all. In our whole call, I just listened. I didn't want to give her justification or validation. I was just nodding to her. This time, she herself was the one to tell me that I am an amazing guy and deserve better than her before she voluntarily wanted to hang up. The reason was, she chose to commit suicide. I found this out the day before yesterday. She shot herself. That other guy was a pos and had a gun, illegal of course. She just left a note saying it was her path that she chose and apologized to everyone she hurt. Police are still investigating. From what I heard, another guy has been taken in custody for possessing illegal firearms and is currently in top suspect list. I'm not in contact with her friends or family. I work at a different city, so I'm not in the town. From what I've heard, her friends are preparing to testify against the other guy. No one from her family or friends reached out to me. I don't know if her family knows, but I don't intend to tell them. I can't sleep right now because of it. There's ducking guilt in my heart. I could have helped her. I could have done something more. I could have done something, but I chose to not get involved, which led her to kill herself. Duck. I still don't know what more happened, as I heard it from a friend of mine whose relative is a part of the investigating group. I didn't want to make this post, but I needed to get this off my chest. I've thrown up twice and still can't get a grip on myself. Hindsight is always 20/20. You are not a psychic. You were a man who was hurting and still doing more than was ever required of you. You know in your mind you did not fail her, because you did not see the signs, but your heart will still tell you otherwise because a loss is still tragic. Take the time you need to grieve, but make sure you accept the truth that you are not responsible for her choice. You did not fail her. This is not your fault, my friend. You can save people's lives, but you can't save people from life. You did all you could given the situation without implicating yourself even more. You are a good guy and hope you heal from this. You can save people's lives, but you can't save people from life. This is incredibly profound. This is not your fault. You chose to be generous when you no longer had reason to be. You let her unburden herself. You listened. You helped her out practically. You stayed the course long after she strayed. It's tragic that she couldn't see a way past her pain, but don't discount her words. She told you, you're a good man. Do this one last thing for her and believe her. You stayed the course long after she strayed. Great line. Also, do this one last thing for her and believe her. You did help her. You sent her thousands of dollars, you listened to her. You don't have any magical powers that could have stopped what happened, if she did actually hurt herself. There's a reason why the partner is the #1 suspect. I'm so sorry you were dragged into this mess. There's no telling if he would have taken you both out if you were more involved. I hope you are seeing a therapist to help sort this all out. I'm very sorry, my best friend took his life. His life was wonderful. Nothing any of us could have done would have changed it. She made a choice, she lost hope, you could not have prevented this. Listen to me clearly. She didn't kill herself because you refused to help. You did help. She chose to kill herself because she destroyed her marriage. She got pregnant and the man she left you for abused her. He wouldn't let her keep the baby. She humiliated her family with the nude pictures. And the mental toll of all of these things combined drove her to the point of despair. That is assuming the guy didn't kill her, making it seem like a suicide. Please get help now. You need a therapist to help you see this. I lost a friend to suicide and felt guilty because I knew what he was going through and I felt like I should have helped but didn't. In reality, there's nothing I could have done. I hope you find peace. What you can do is speak up. To all those men and women thinking their little affairs are so freaking exciting, show them what can happen when they choose to destroy their marriages and lives. Thank you. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night. Wherever you are.